alert day in the forecast from the News 3 Now weather team as bitterly cold weather moves into southern Wisconsin.
Super Bowl 57 2 weeks away, and tonight we know which two teams will head to Arizona to play in the Super Bowl. Highlights from the AFC Championship game, which you saw here on News 3 Now.
Plus, we're tracing a Monona grandmother's track up the world's largest freestanding mountain, Mount Kilimanjaro. It's a story you'll see only on News 3 Now at 10. Good evening, and thanks for having us in. I'm Charlotte Deleste.
And I'm Eric Franke. Welcome you to a special edition of News 3 Now at 10 on this NFL Conference Championship weekend. We'll show you the highlights from the AFC Championship game you saw earlier tonight here on News 3 Now. But first, a live look at the Capitol ahead of the work week. You want to make sure both you and your kids are layered up because we are beginning a stretch of bitterly cold weather.
Our News 3 Now weather team has issued alert days through Tuesday for temperatures and wind chills that could get well below 0 degrees. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti has those details in the first warn forecast. Gary?
It's already cold out here, Charlotte. Temperatures have dropped into the single digits and wind chills below 0, but it's just a taste of things to come. As we take a look at the time lapse from the WISC-TV Skycam, we had cloudy skies for much of the morning, but then as we got into the afternoon, we started to see some breaks in the clouds. That just allowed temperatures to drop off pretty rapidly. It wasn't a very warm day to begin with high temperatures only in the teens. Now you can see some flurries, mainly to our south across northern Illinois. Can't rule out a couple of flurries, especially for areas south of Madison overnight. But 6-hour future track radar shows the more persistent areas of snow staying to our south and to our east. Current temperatures already in the single digits across much of Dane County. Madison's at 8, 9 in McFarland, 9 in Deerfield, and 9 degrees in Mount Horeb. A little wider view shows temperatures are even colder to our north and west, already down to 3 degrees in Viroqua and 5 in Camp Douglas. You factor in the winds, they're not very strong, but still enough to drop the wind chill in Madison to 2 below 0 and Camp Douglas down to 11 below 0. Look for skies to be mostly cloudy overnight with a chance for flurries. Bitterly cold, a low of 0, and wind chills perhaps as cold as 10 to 20 below 0 in spots. But we do have an alert day in the forecast all the way through Tuesday for more bitterly cold temperatures. I'll tell you when we can see those temperatures start to rebound in just a few minutes.
And a reminder now that our First Warn Forecast weather app is free to download. With it, you'll stay up to date with what's happening in your neighborhood with hourly forecast, updates on road conditions, and the latest radar. Just search WISC Weather in your phone's app store to find it.
The main routes are clear throughout town, but you may be buried in your neighborhood. A snow emergency has been declared for tonight here in Madison to clear those side streets. To help city crews get to your street, alternate side parking rules are in effect for both tonight and tomorrow night. During overnight hours tonight, all residents who park on the street are asked to move their vehicles to the even-numbered side of the street. And for tomorrow night, the same thing is asked again, but on the odd-numbered side of the street. Fewer obstacles in the road means plowing operations can be completed in a safe and smooth manner. And we sent out a push alert through the Channel 3000 News app this morning when the city declared tonight's snow emergency. A reminder, download the app for free in your app store. Just make sure to turn on your push notifications so you never miss a story from your community. Overnight, the body of a 45-year-old man was pulled from Lake Waubesa. Authorities had been alerted about an ice fisherman who hadn't returned home. Around 3:30, Dane County Sheriff's deputies focused their search in an area that indicated an ATV may have broken through the ice and gone in the water. Rescue teams located the body, brought it to the surface. That man was pronounced dead at the time. His identity will be released as soon as family is notified.
We now know which teams will battle it out 2 weeks from today in Super Bowl 57. The Philadelphia Eagles will face the Kansas City Chiefs.
We brought you the AFC Championship game this evening on News 3, a game that went down to the wire. Sports director Zach Hanley joins us now with the highlights. Zach?
Yeah, 5th straight AFC Championship game appearance for Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. And they had to earn this one against their kryptonite, the Bengals. Joe Burrow and company have won 3 straight over them, but Kansas City's dynamic duo had it going on early. Mahomes connects with his BFF Travis Kelce, and just like that, it's 13-3 Chiefs. But back come those Bengals in the third. Joe Burrow throws it up for T. Higgins, and he comes down with it in the end zone to tie the game up. This one's still tied with 8 seconds left, and Harrison Butker drills the 45-yard field goal. Chiefs are headed to the Super Bowl with the 3-point win, so that means former Badger Leo Chanel will be playing for Vince Lombardi's trophy against another former Badger, TJ Edwards. We'll show you how the Eagles punch their ticket to Arizona coming up later in sports.
All right, Zach, thank you. And just because the Packers are out of the playoffs doesn't mean football fans in Wisconsin are tuning out the rest of the postseason.
Our Andrew Banstra was on the hunt for displaced Chiefs and Bengals fans ahead of tonight's game. Here's who we found.
Heading into the AFC Championship game, we decided to stop by some local bars to talk to some Chiefs and Bengals fans to see how they were feeling heading into the game.
Chiefs red has been in Sam's blood since birth. He couldn't wait for this game.
I've been a Chiefs fan since I was born. My parents both grew up near Kansas City, so I was kind of raised on it. And I don't even remember when my first Chiefs game was, but I just love being in Arrowhead and around the area.
Meanwhile, Brett is a big Joe Burrow fan, so of course he was all in on Cincinnati.
He's just a guy, kind of really like a down-to-earth kind of guy. And then obviously, you know, Joey Burr. No, I mean, he just seems like a really cool dude.
After losing in the Super Bowl last year, Brett wants it that much more for his Bengals this time around.
I really want Cincy to go back. You know, I was hoping they'd win last year, but, you know, obviously LA won, so I want to see if the Bengals kind of go back to, or at least go back and win it.
The Chiefs lost to the Bengals in last year's AFC Championship game, but this time just feels different to Sam.
And this game, I don't know, it just feels different. I've had a different vibe about it. Last year felt okay, but I feel really good about this one. And I'm hopefully, fingers crossed, really excited for the next one too.
We already knew the Eagles had secured one Super Bowl spot, and Brett thinks that plays right into his Bengals' hand.
If Cincy can shut down Philly's offense, then I think if they make it, then I think Cincy would have a chance to win. But if they can't, then Philly might run away with it. You know, especially if they do the Philly special again. No Nick Foles. They could try running Philly special 2.0.
And even if he couldn't be at the game, Sam says that Chiefs Kingdom is everywhere.
I love celebrating away from Kansas City because I feel like even though we're far from Kansas City, there are a lot of Chiefs fans all over the place.
On Regent Street, Andrew Banstrud, News 3 Now.
And next at 10, it was Friday that Memphis police released body cam footage of the fatal beating of Tyree Nichols, sparking protests and renewed calls for an end to police brutality.
Protesters in Madison braved the cold today to join activists nationwide in calling for justice for Nichols. Our Braden Ross was there and shares what they're demanding.
Say his name. Tyree Nichols.
Protesters in Madison braved the cold today to call for one thing:
justice for Tyree Nichols.
On Friday, Memphis police released body cam footage of the brutal, deadly beating of 29-year-old Tyree Nichols during a traffic stop.
Just immense grief and dread and also anger.
It's disgusting. It's completely inhumane. Nobody should be treated that way. Nobody.
In response, people across the nation took to the streets to protest.
We were out here in 2020 calling for an end to police brutality and racist policing, and it just seems like nothing's really changed, so we're not going to stop talking about it.
In Madison, Nichols' death reminded people of another trauma.
Really, the first thing that came to my mind was Tony Robinson and the fact that Matt Kenney is still gainfully employed and supported by the entirety of the Madison Police Department.
Robinson was killed by Madison police in 2015. Matt Kenney, the officer involved, is still on the police force as no criminal charges were filed against him.
The struggle for justice for Tyree is the same struggle for justice that we are still fighting for with Tony Robinson.
Ultimately, protesters say they hope victims of police brutality get justice and can rest peacefully, remembered for the way they lived rather than how they died.
Watch the videos of him skateboarding and his photography and him just living his life rather than have the memory of Tyree as being murdered and killed by police. There is a sense of anger there that I don't want us to lose. But also I think it's so important to understand that this isn't just a name. There was a life that was taken here.
For News 3 Now, I'm Braden Ross.
In Memphis, the Grizzlies played their first home game since the release of the Tyree Nichols video. Prior to tip-off, the team observed a moment of silence to remember the life of Nichols. Brand new tonight, there are days in everyone's life that feel like a mountain you have to hike up. But one Dane County grandmother says if she can hike up Africa's Mount Kilimanjaro with no previous experience, you too can conquer your summits with determination and pace.
Tonight, in a story you'll see only on News 3 Now, our Armand Rahman introduces us to Monica Livingston and shares her story from Monona to Kilimanjaro.
Oh, I've been dreaming of this for like over 20 years.
Dancing with African tribes was unforgettable, but Monica Livingston's dream involved bigger steps up the world's largest freestanding mountain, Mount Kilimanjaro.
You look and you just see the mountain lines disappear into the clouds. and you're like, oh my gosh, what in the world have I gotten into?
Before the 63-year-old left Monona, Livingston had never climbed or camped before. Her training was walking.
Around Lake Monona a few times, you know, just did a lot of trekking at Devil's Lake.
But she was determined to make it to the second highest summit, Stella Point, a non-technical climb that's still dangerously steep.
Just trek over this way about 20 feet, and then it turns this way, and you're just going up the mountain like that.
The trip up took 7 days with low oxygen.
It was okay as long as we didn't rush, and the mantra that you do on the mountain is pole pole. It's Swahili, that means slowly, slowly. It's rainforest, yeah.
They went from rainforest to rocky terrain with guides to help them over boulders and deep crevices.
So you do this little leap of faith, and he just pulls you over. But, oh my God, that was a little bit scary.
But Livingston says their climbing team held the line together.
There would just be a big group hug, and we'd be like, okay, we can do this. We're going to do this together. Let's get up this mountain.
The last leg of the trip was the hardest, before sunrise with below zero wind chills. The names of her loved ones on her pack helped, close to her heart.
Started out with my husband, my kids, my grandkids.
And the sun came up as Livingston made it to 18,800 feet.
It's just gorgeous, even though it's just plain. And you can see the glaciers also off to your left.
It's a summit not many people on Earth reach, but Livingston says anyone can conquer the mountains life throws at them, taking it pole pole.
I would say don't let anyone squelch that desire to go do something beyond what you think you're capable of doing, or even question.
Arman Rahman, News 3 Now.
There's more news ahead at 10. The Way of Water is breaking the box office. We'll share what rare accomplishment the newest Avatar movie achieved.
Plus, a dress once worn by Princess Diana fetches some serious cash at auction. We'll tell you how much someone paid for it. That's just ahead.
Wisconsin. It's easy to take for granted how we warm up. But what if you couldn't warm up so easily? For many, it's a reality they can't ignore. Working families, elderly, disabled, and veterans struggling to keep their heat and power on in the dangerous cold of winter. If you or someone you know needs a hand up, our energy, water, and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safe in your home. No one deserves to suffer when we can help each other.
There's no telling what the next Wisconsin Lottery scratch game will bring. It's Scratch of the Day. This $3 game really shakes things up. If your shake matches the shake needed for that same day, you could win up to $30,000. Instant scratch games from the Wisconsin Lottery. Odds are you'll like them.
Get an Escape, Edge, or Explorer SUV with 0% APR financing for 36 months, only at your Wisconsin and UP Ford dealers.
Turn on Bionic Spotlight Extreme 360, the motion-activated home defense light that looks just like a security camera. It detects even the slightest motion and automatically triggers 6 ultra-bright LED high beams. Call or go online and order your Bionic Extreme 360 for just $19.99. Plus, get free shipping on your entire order.
To order, call 1-800-501-5956 or go online to buybionic360.com. Call now.
Are you okay?
Oh, it's just a cold. If you have high blood pressure, a cold is not just a cold. Coracetin is the #1 doctor-recommended cold and flu brand, specially designed for people with high blood pressure. Be there for life's best moments. Trust Coracetin.
Miss the news and need to know what's going on where you live?
News 3 Now is always on. Download the Channel 3000 app and get video on demand whenever and wherever you need it.
The Channel 3000 app. Get it now.
Powered by News 3 Now.
On the Jennifer Hudson Show, Gabrielle Union can really talk the talk. The best courtside trash talk.
I said while he was about to shoot.
And the hilarious Sam J.
On the next Jennifer Hudson Show at 3.
You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
New at 10, the California man who wrestled a gun away from the Monterey Park gunman was honored earlier today for those heroic actions. The city of Alhambra presented Brandon Tsai with its Medal of Courage this afternoon.
The start of the new year has been extremely difficult, but we have the rest of the year to spread compassion and build back our community. I believe the people of Monterey Park are strong, and I believe that we can mend and grow from this tragedy.
Tsai confronted the suspected gunman at a dance studio minutes after 11 people were fatally wounded and 9 others hurt during a Lunar New Year's celebration in nearby Monterey Park. Police say his bravery prevented more bloodshed. President Biden has invited him to attend the State of the Union address in Washington, D.C. next month.
Turning to entertainment news now, the music world mourning the death of Tom Verlaine, guitarist and vocalist of punk rock band Television. Verlaine was a founding member of the seminal New York punk band. Television bandmate Jimmy Rip called Verlaine blindingly smart and incredibly well-read. Blondie's Debbie Harry and Billy Idol honored the guitarist and songwriter with a post shared on social media. Tom Verlaine was 73 years old. The milestones keep coming for Avatar, The Way of Water. James Cameron's film is now the 4th top grossing movie of all time at the global box office, surpassing $2 billion. Additionally, The Way of Water was the #1 movie in America for the 7th straight week.
A dress worn by Diana, Princess of Wales, has been sold for more than $600,000. Last Friday, this velvet ball gown went up for sale for the first time in 25 years. The dress is one of Princess Diana's most iconic gowns. She wore it for both an official royal portrait in 1991 and an intimate Vanity Fair spread in 1997. Sotheby's said it sold for $604,000, just over 5 times the $120,000 auction estimate. And let's get a look at your first warn forecast now with Chief Meteorologist Gary Canaldi.
Well, we got a healthy amount of snow last night across southern Wisconsin. Some of the snowfall reports include almost 8 inches in Dodgeville, about 7.5 in Janesville, just a little over 7 in Prairie du Chien. But the farther north you go, the amounts dropped off. We went from 6.2 in Platteville to a little less than 5 in Beaver Dam, and Mauston up in Juneau County north of the Dells received less than an inch of snow. Dane County had some of the heavier totals, including 10.2 inches in Monona. Here at the station, 9.5 inches. Maple Grove, 9 inches. Sun Prairie, 7.5. The official reading at the airport, 7.3 inches and 7.2 inches in Oregon. But we have alert days in the forecast through Tuesday now for bitterly cold temperatures. Temperatures will drop below 0 or be around 0 by early in the morning, but you factor in the winds and wind chills tomorrow morning down to about 20 below 0. Tuesday morning down to about 25 below 0. So all of southern Wisconsin will be affected by this. Tonight there are some flurries to our south, mainly across northern Illinois. Probably see a few flurries over parts of southern Wisconsin overnight. Shouldn't amount to very much, but now we have widespread snow cover. Remember about a week ago we had snow basically from central Wisconsin northward with heavier snow up closer to Lake Superior. Now you can see that snow extends down into about the northern third of Illinois. So the message here is even when the winds are out of the south, it's still coming over some snow cover, and that's going to keep us colder for a while. In fact, take a look at current temperatures. Little or no snow cover, temperatures 30s and 40s. Snow cover, temperatures single digits above and below 0. And then you factor in the winds. We're seeing wind chills now down to about 25 to 30 below 0 through much of North Dakota and northern Minnesota. Wind chill warnings in effect for wind chills tonight that could drop to 40 below 0 over parts of North Dakota and western Minnesota. Wind chill advisories as far south as the La Crosse area, and we'll probably need wind chill advisories here tomorrow night. Jet stream sagging to the south, and notice the northern branch of the jet stream coming right out of central Canada. So that'll dump cold air into the Midwest over the next couple of days. Cold front now down to the south, and the cold air is really taking hold across most of the Midwest. A little trough of low pressure generating a couple of flurries up by Lake Superior. But temperatures now go from the teens to the single digits above and below 0. Fargo, North Dakota down to 15 below 0. Their wind chill right now at 32 below 0. Kind of a sign of things to come. Well, as we look at our forecast for tomorrow, look for skies to become partly sunny, but it's not going to help temperatures very much. High temperature only at 4. You factor in those winds, and we'll see wind chills between 5 and 15 below zero, even during the day. Planning your day across Dane County, 4 for the high in Mount Horeb, 4 in Wanakee, only 3 in Sun Prairie, even with mostly sunny skies across the rest of southern Wisconsin. Janesville at a balmy 7, La Crosse at 5, Camp Douglas 3 degrees. Future track wind chills beginning early tomorrow morning, down to around 15 below zero, even during the day. Notice those wind chills staying in the teens to single digits below zero. This is at 3 in the afternoon. And then tomorrow night, it's even colder. So we're looking for wind chills by morning, Tuesday morning, down to around 20 to 25 below zero through most of southern Wisconsin. And again, even during the day on Tuesday, we're still looking for wind chills, even in the warmest part of the day, to still be around zero. And as we look at the 7 to 10 day forecast, at least temperatures get back into the 20s for Wednesday and Thursday. Jimmy the Groundhog probably will see a shadow, but then we'll see another shot of bitterly cold air for Friday. Low temperature 2 below zero with high temperatures only around 12. And then temperatures warm up to slightly above normal as we head into next week. And there could be some snow chances somewhere in the Tuesday, Wednesday time frame that'll bear some watching.
Well, hello, winter.
It's here.
You could feel it on your face today if you were outside.
Or if you were shoveling the snow.
Right.
It is cold. Gary, thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, just ahead in sports, raised to the rafters. Why today at the Kohl Center was a day that Teresa Huff will never forget. Zach's in next with sports.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
A prosecutor, now circuit court judge, Janet Protasewicz.
On the Supreme Court, I'll be a common sense judge. I'll protect public safety. I believe in a woman's freedom to make her own decision on abortion. It's time for a change.
Get an F-150 with 0% APR financing for 36 months, plus $1,000 bonus cash and $500 accessories cash.
We asked people to give their honest feedback on how wrinkles around their eye area and under-eye puffiness looked after trying Tint and Tighten for the first time.
So with foundation, normally it just kind of cover up and conceal things, but with Tint and Tighten, it actually changes the way the skin looks. The lines are actually gone, so you don't get any of that buildup within them and the creases that you normally would see when you wear foundation.
Tint and Tighten shrinks under-eye puffiness, smooths out wrinkles and fine lines around the eye area, and provides tinted coverage to hide dark circles and skin imperfections, making you look fresh and younger. And since Tint and Tighten works in 10 minutes and lasts up to 8 hours, you can look your best without getting injections or fillers. Get beautiful, lightweight, tinted coverage, plus that smoother, younger, wrinkle-free look from years past in 10 minutes. A look that will make you feel beautiful and confident. Try it this new year for only $19.95, plus get free shipping and handling. Visit tintandtighten.com or call the number on your screen.
Are you waking up in the morning with a sore jaw, headaches, maybe even ringing in your ears, all because you're grinding and clenching your teeth at night? That's exactly what was going on with me. That's when I found this, the Brooks Night Guard. Now, the Brooks Night Guard redirects the bite force away from the back teeth, reducing jaw pain while still protecting the teeth. This unique design is what makes Brooks Night Guard different from all other traditional grind guards. Go to brooksnightguard.com and order yours today.
Wisconsin. It's easy to take for granted how we warm up, but what if you couldn't warm up so easily? For many, it's a reality they can't ignore. Working families, elderly, disabled, and veterans struggling to keep their heat and power on in the dangerous cold of winter. If you or someone you know needs a hand up, our energy, water, and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safe in your home. No one deserves to suffer when we can help each other.
I'm voting for Judge Janet Protasewicz for Supreme Court. She believes in our freedom to make our own decisions when it comes to abortion.
Extremists want to ban abortion, even in cases of rape and the health of the mother.
Judge Janet Protasewicz is the change Wisconsin needs.
It was a historic
historic Sunday afternoon at the Kohl Center as Wisconsin raised women's basketball legend Teresa Huff's jersey into the rafters. Now, during her time in Madison, Huff dominated on the court, leaving the program as the school's career leader in scoring, rebounds, field goals made, and games played. Huff is the first player in program history to have her jersey hang in the Kohl Center, and that's pretty cool to the Wisconsin native.
To be the first, it means legacy, you know, for all the girls here, the young ladies here playing basketball, for Girls and Women's Day who are here to celebrate basketball. I'm so honored to be here on this day, and I'm glad I'm from the state of Wisconsin. Very proud, very proud of that.
As far as the game, well, Wisconsin started strong. Well, maybe not. I guess we don't have that. So let's just move on to the Bucks. Bucks hosting the Pelicans tonight, and this was a whole lot of Giannis. Early in the first half, Drew Holiday finds him down low, and Giannis is going to destroy the rim. And then later, well, Giannis is going to play bully ball, backing down Jose Alvarado. And then he's going to hit the fadeaway, Jay. 50 points and 13 boards in just 30 minutes for Giannis. Bucks win 110-135. Now, you already know who the Chiefs are playing in the Super Bowl, but let's see how it all figured out. Well, Brock Purdy injured his throwing arm on the first series, and after that, it was all Eagles. Miles Sanders runs it in untouched for one of his 2 TDs on the day. All Philly in this one. They're Super Bowl bound with a 31-7 win.
We've all been dreaming about it, whether you were dreaming about it when you were 2, 10, 14, 18, or when you got in the NFL. This is something we all dream about, and we get to do it because, you know, we did it better than anybody else in the NFC this year. So that is pretty special.
And the bat signal was out again from Luke Fickell, and again he landed a big-time recruit. Grant Steck, a 4-star tight end from Illinois, chose UW over Florida, Tennessee, and Penn State, among other schools. Steck is rated the 12th best tight end in the country in the 2024 class.
So he's just a junior. He's got another year.
Yeah, he's got another year, so maybe
just keep bringing him in.
Right.
Loading up. All right, 2 weeks of the Super Bowl, too, right? I can't wait for Media Day. That's always so fun. Zach, thank you.
Okay, we'll have a final check of your first warn forecast when we come back.
Get Lay's potato chips for just $1.48. Monday only at Hy-Vee. That's right, your daily deal for Monday is Lay's potato chips for just $1.48 while supplies last. Only at Hy-Vee.
Non-attorney spokesperson. This is a paid advertisement for legal services sponsored by Nightline Legal. Cases assigned on a random basis to participating law firms. If you or a loved one were stationed at Marine Corps Base Camp Lejeune between 1953 and 1987 and were later diagnosed with cancer, Parkinson's disease, or other serious health effects, call right now. You may be entitled to financial compensation. Call right now to find out if you qualify.
Call 1-800-336-0524. 1-800-336-0524.
Listen, I'm done settling because this is my secret. I put it on once, no more touch-up.
Secret has pH balancing minerals, and it helps eliminate odor instead of just masking it. So pull it in close. Secret works.
Suffering from sinus congestion, especially at night? Try Vicks Sinex for instant relief that lasts up to 12 hours. Vicks Sinex targets congestion at the source, relieving nasal congestion and sinus pressure by reducing swelling in the sinuses. Try Vicks Sinex.
Get an Escape, Edge, or Explorer SUV with 0% APR financing for 36 months, only at your Wisconsin and UP4 dealers.
I'm a little old to count down the days, but my ski trip to Cascade Mountain with my cousin each year, so much fun. We used to pretend like we were flying. Now, we really do. My dad and my uncle like that we still ski free. But Noah and I, we just have fun. See you there.
It's time to bring balance to business travel.
and discover the equilibrium that works for you. At National, you're in control. Skip the counter, choose any car in the aisle, and manage your rental right from the app. So you can mix work with leisure, or leisure with work, giving you the control to find the perfect balance. Go National. Go like a pro.
Get Lay's potato chips for just $1.48. Monday only at Hy-Vee. That's right, your daily deal for Monday is Lay's potato chips for just $1.48 while supplies last. Only at Hy-Vee.
Channel 3000 Plus. Watch from your streaming media player or mobile device.
Before we go, all that snow last night was good news if you snowmobile. This morning, Dane County Parks reopened its snowmobiling trails. More than 500 miles of snowmobile trails are available here in Dane County. But remember, you cannot ride without a valid snowmobile trail pass from the DNR. Last night's snow is to thank for the opening. At least 6 inches of snow with steady below freezing temperatures is needed to maintain those trails. To get specific details on trail conditions, call the number you see there on your screen, 608-242-4576.
It sounds like those below freezing temperatures are going to be here, Gary.
Yeah, so we're not going to add any snow really over the next week or so, but it'll stick around, and it was a nice light powdery snow too.
Wasn't too heavy to shovel.
You know, I'm sure the skiers probably like that, and the snowmobilers and or the snowblowers and the shovelers didn't mind. Well, let's take a look first of all at high-resolution radar. There are some flurries to the south, mainly across northern Illinois, just trying to sneak across the border south of Monroe, Broadhead, and over toward Beloit. 6-hour future track radar, though, shows any steadier snow staying to our south across northern Illinois and out over Lake Michigan. So, again, we're not adding any more snow, but the cold is here, and it's going to get colder. It's 8 right now in Madison, 14 in Janesville, but to the north and west, temperatures are in the middle single digits. Here in Dane County, Verona's at 10, 9 in Middleton, 8 degrees in Sun Prairie. But then you factor in the winds, and we're seeing wind chills right now down to 11 below zero in Viroqua, 9 below zero in Camp Douglas, and 4 below zero here in Madison. Look for a low of 0. A high tomorrow only of 4, even though we'll have sunshine. Wind chills will stay below 0 all day. And again, alert days in the forecast through Tuesday for the bitterly cold weather.
All right, bundle up, folks. Thanks for joining us and staying up late with us at 10.
Do something good, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.